What's up, everybody? Just wanted to do a quick check-in. 8 months, 14 days sober. Thank you for all the kind words you said about getting rid of those Percocets. I know it seems silly and small to some people, but to me it was a big deal. I've never once held drugs in my hand and thought, I'm just going to throw them away. And it was a big step, and I'm happy with these steps I'm making. My life is improving. Mentally, it's improving. You know, um, I'm not going through the madness I was going through when I first got sober. Sobriety, like happiness, isn't promised necessarily. I was under the impression that when I get sober, my life just instantly gets better. And it did to a point. I no longer had that, I wasn't a slave to that everyday grind of doing whatever it was to get whatever I wanted. You know what I mean? And it was a good thing. It felt good. And sorry about that. I hate when people walk by. I feel super embarrassed, like talking into my phone, I guess. But um, yeah, the peace and the happiness comes from being active in my recovery. And it's really that simple. Like, um, because as an addict, I was a thief, a drug addict, a liar, a cheat, all those things. Just a douchebag, complete. And so just taking it away and taking it out of my life isn't a solution, right? It's a start. It's not a solution. Um, I have to work on my recovery every single day. Every single day. They say you can't stay sober on yesterday's recovery, which is true. I have a routine I do every day. I wake up and I pray. Um, to what? I'm not sure just yet, but I'm figuring that out as well. Um, I read pages 84 through 88 out of the big book. It just reminds me to not be a dick and it kind of gives me an outline for my day and a plan, which I love. Also, some other good news. I'm going to be a guest on a podcast Thursday. I don't know when it's going to go out on YouTube, but um, it's called Wayward Addictions. It's a nice lady, new friend of mine in Kentucky. She's starting up her own podcast. Um, she's also in recovery as well. Check out her channel. It's new, but follow her, subscribe to her. She's going to have some people on there talking about sharing their experience, strength, and hope. Their story. And boy, I can only imagine the stories that you're going to hear. Like, no joke. So check it out. It's called Wayward Addictions, and there's a website as well. And it's just starting out, so be be some of the first, and check it out. And I'll keep you guys posted when we wrap it up or whatever. Um, the storage unit went good. Paid $40 for it. Found some cool stuff in it. I've already made my money back just off the couple people that showed up at the unit to clear out a lot of the stuff. Um, and I'm actively selling stuff on YouTube or on eBay. I'm sorry. It's going out the door. I got a bunch of this Melaleuca cleaning solution stuff, which sells for like $15 a bottle. I got like 35 bottles of that. I got a video recording system, like a security camera system, with all brand new too. It hasn't been opened. Worth about $500, 450, $500, brand new. Revo. It's got the base, and it's got 8 cameras with it. So on top of a bunch of other stuff, man, like an antique brass hair straightener thingy. This lady was a barber, and so got a lot of stuff. Like a brand new eyelash extension kit, stuff I ain't gonna use, but it'll sell pretty easy. Um, some nice glasses, like you add it all up and sell it. I'll probably make 300, 400, 500 bucks off it. So, and one thing about being a heroin addict, a recovering heroin addict, is we used to cluck, or I'll say I used to cluck off everything, right? I used to, anything I could sell for $1, I would sell. So I've gotten very good throughout my life learning the value of things, and something that you would think is worth like $2 or worthless that you could sell on eBay and make 40, $50. I sold a teapot one time for 435 bucks. It was the one with the spaceships on the handle that spin when it steams. I had no idea. I posted it for 35 bucks, and somebody was like, "You might want to check that out." And yeah, excuse me. So it was a good unit. We got it cleaned out. It worked out great. We're gonna do more of it. I'm sorry I couldn't go live. There was no service in that storage unit facility. So I was having so many problems, I just gave up. That's why we did the video outside in the parking lot, disposing of the perk set. So anyway, just a little check-in. I love y'all. If nobody today has told you, you already know I love you. I'm praying for you. If you're out there struggling, man, there's a better life. There's a better life. I heard from a friend of mine I went to treatment with who, I'm going to admit, was a bit cocky when we first got out of treatment. He was still wanting to do things his way. He wasn't done yet, and I knew it. I didn't say nothing to him, though, because, you know, some people can shock the hell out of you. He hit me up, said he relapsed, and he's in big trouble, and I was like, bro, I tried to tell you. You know, I would invite him to meetings, and he's like, I only go to Sundays and Mondays, you know, or he was just stuck in his own way. And for me, I won't speak for everybody, but for me, in order to be successful in my recovery, I have to let go of all reservations. I have to seek my recovery like I did my heroin and fentanyl and meth, whatever the case may be. You know, I have to go after it. As hungry as I was for the dope, I need to be hungry like that for my recovery. So if you're out there and you're sober and you're still fucking miserable, there's a different way. Some of you are too stubborn to go to an AA meeting or an NA meeting. And honestly, it's not for everybody. Some people will go and, you know, and it's just not for them. But I would recommend, if you're running out of options and you can't figure out what the fuck is going on, give it a shot. Go there, talk to people, get a sponsor, work the 12 steps. Man, we will refund your misery if you are not happy. But it's like 99% success rate or something like that. Like, it should work if you do it open, honest, and you're willing. You know, that's the key. Openness, honesty, and willingness. And it's going to put you in touch with a power greater than yourself that is there to solve all your problems. And I'm not even exaggerating. I've seen people come in and I see the light change, or just they change. I went to a meeting yesterday and my cousin was chairing it. He now has a year sober. I remember when he was coming to my back door, banging on it, just tweaked out, like, bro, I gotta hide this backpack. The cops are looking for me, you know, and then we're sitting back, swapping stories about stores we robbed, you know, laughing about it, you know. Yes, I did rob a store. I was 17. Wasn't as bad as it sounds, but it was still bad. That's one of those amends I'll never be able to make up for because that store is no longer there. Nobody got hurt, and I think the statute of limitations is well up on that. So that's a whole nother video. I'll tell that story. But anyways, I love you guys, and reach out to me if you need anything. I love you guys.